Welcome to the Horizon Newscast for the week of January 28, 2013. I'm Jody Hamilton. Rules and regulations for student financial aid have changed. Students now have to wait 2 weeks into the semester before money is released. Kimberly Bottoms talked to the Director of Financial Aid to find out why.
In the past, students would receive their financial aid reimbursements 10 days before the start of the semester. Now students do not receive their funds until 10 days after the semester begins. Director Brittany Hubbard said that financial aid is based on a student's enrollment hours at the end of the first week of class.
So when we disperse 10 days before, we run into situations where students' enrollment changes and we have to take aid away. And this is most applicable to the Pell Grant. If a student's in 9 hours when we disperse 10 days before, and then come census they're in 6, we have to go back and get money.
There are some students who view financial aid as a way to pay for personal expenses rather than put the money toward the completion of their college education.
Federal funds are there to not just help a student go to school. They're there to help a student get a degree, because the purpose of the funds are to help you get a degree, improve your employability, and get you back into the workforce.
While students receiving aid were given $600 on their U-card to purchase books from the bookstore, some students wanted to buy them elsewhere to save money. Eric Marquez didn't have books for 2 weeks.
Money that school gives me is what I rely on for my books, and without that it's hard to catch up, and I'm actually kind of behind on my homeworks and that homework quizzes, so yeah, it does affect me.
There were other students like Maya Smith who didn't mind purchasing her books from the bookstore with her U-card.
I had already planned to just use my U-card to buy my books, so I was pretty prepared. Like, the only thing that sucked about it was that I didn't actually get my money back until the 17th. So.
While the decision was made by IUS to delay the disbursement date, Hubbard said other colleges in the area are going to do this same policy, such as Ivy Tech, JCC, Sullivan, and the University of Kentucky.
I think it's something you'll see more schools going to in the future, because the regulations are getting so tight, and they're putting limits on the amount of aid that people can have.
From the University Center South, I'm Kimberly Bottoms with the Horizon.
Students who plan to apply for financial aid for the 2013-2014 school year, the deadline to apply for FAFSA is approaching. The last day to apply is March 11th. As the campus and number of students at IU Southeast continue to grow, so does the need for more parking spaces. Laura Hubrick gets a progress update on a new parking lot project now underway.
Many students attending IU Southeast live off campus and must drive to class. Unfortunately, not all students can find a decent parking space. Luckily, a new lot is under construction now, but students are feeling the frustration of the long wait until it opens.
I usually get here early in the morning, so I have a parking lot or space in the morning. I drive by that parking lot every morning. But when I go for lunch and I take my car and then I come back, it'd be great to have that parking lot open so that I didn't have to drive around in circle and wait for a parking spot.
While the parking lots continue to stay full, questions of when the new one will open and why it hasn't yet arise.
There have been several delays in the construction of the parking lot. The first was when we designed the lot. We ended up with a 5-foot drop off from the road going to the lot, and that was an unsafe condition we didn't want to have.
Wolf says other delays include fixing fiber lines, adding stair rails, and waiting for light poles and emergency phones to come in. This is Laura Hubrick, The Horizon.
Students will be happy to hear that not only will the new lot be open sometime in February, but it is also considered eco-friendly because of how it uses the water runoff for the trees and grass around the lot. IU Southeast is in the process of building a new lodge on campus for students who want to live on campus. Ryan Nadler has more on the progress.
I sat down with Erica Walsh to learn about the new lodge being built next to Grove Lodge. Timber Lodge is going to be our 6th lodge on campus, and it is a little bit behind schedule. Instead of opening in the fall of 2013, we've actually moved back the date to for it to be open for the fall 2014 semester.
We asked if there was anything making the new building unique and found something surprising.
The exciting thing about this is it's a green building. So this is going to be our first LEED certified building on campus, and we're going through that process to make sure that everything is kind of on track to make sure that it's LEED certified.
We asked what LEED certification means for those who weren't aware.
LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, and basically it means that this is going to be a green building. It's going to be good for the environment. We're going to be very conscious of the energy requirements and just kind of be a good neighbor to the earth, I guess.
From Meadow Lodge, I'm Ryan Edler, The Horizon.
The new lodge will add 87 beds for students to live on campus. For more information on campus housing, visit ius.edu/housing. With basketball season winding down, IU Southeast can now look forward to a new softball season and a new coach. Shelby Orange gives us a preview of what is to come for the Grenadiers.
With a new coach on the field, IU Southeast looks forward to a challenging but very rewarding season.
It was a great opportunity, and so far it's been great. We're looking forward to having a good season, a good year, and we've got a lot of good, hard-working student athletes that make my job a lot easier. We have several freshmen that's come in, and of the freshmen, they're all going to be impact players in some way.
Megan Sutherland, a returning senior, tells us about her aspirations for the team.
We obviously want to make it back to nationals again and hopefully do better than last year, but they changed the format a little bit, so it'll be a little bit harder, but I feel like we can do it.
What they changed?
You have to go to conference and regionals and then nationals rather than just conference or nationals.
From home plate, I'm Shelby Orange, The Horizon.
The Grenadiers' first softball game will be at home on February 22nd against Cardinal Stritch University. Upcoming this week on campus is a spring luau. It's being held on Thursday, January 31st in Meadow Lodge from 8 to 11 p.m. It is free for all students. Also, your Grenadier women's basketball team will be in action on Saturday, January 26th at 2 p.m. For more information on campus events, visit the IUS campus calendar. Thank you for watching the Horizon Newscast. Tune in next week for more on all things IU Southeast, or pick up a copy of the newspaper. Again, I'm Jody Hamilton. Have a great week.
Ginny was a wild one way out in the west. You hoped to one day love her, and you tried to do your best to keep her under control, but there was no hope.